Yo, Wagwan Massive and crew, you already know this is the Royal Rebel Dan Marcus, representing for PMG Pillars Music Group and representing for Rebel Empire, one half of Rebel Empire. And right now I'm proudly here to present my new album entitled Trust the Process, you know what I'm saying? And I'm really excited about this album because, like I said, this is like a unique and honest expression of where I'm at and where the art form has taken me to this point in my career, you know what I mean? And just a lot of uncomfortable truths I feel like I speak in this album, and I touch upon a lot of concepts and stuff that the traditional artists I feel like are afraid to speak and embrace at this time in the timeline of the music artistry of the music business. But like I said, on this album, I'm working with a lot of great producers as usual, you know what I mean? Got a shout out to my longtime producers who have been working with and crafting my sound as far as my solo endeavors as Dan Marcus. And like I say, I got a shout out to Mr. Todd out in France, you know what I'm saying? Got a shout out to D Flow out in New York. Got a shout out to Daddy on the Beats in Belmopan, Belize, you know what I mean? Those are some of the contributing producers to this project, and alongside Andre Morris, you know what I mean? And like I said, this is my 5th studio album, and like I'm really excited about this album, man. Like the ideas that I get to engage is the type of topics that I've always wanted to be able to tackle, but I just feel like, one, I feel like my audience wasn't mature enough to receive such messages, and two, I feel like I wasn't there in terms of knowing what I needed to give to an audience as far as my musical output. But like I said, man, it's been a pleasure working with my producers and my engineer and my entire team, getting this project together. And this project will be it will be distributed by Rap Nation Distribution, and I'm excited about that partnership as well, because this gives me an opportunity to expand my musical output to a broader audience and be able to have some of the resources, have access to some of the resources that I've never been able to have before, which would in turn give me a broader reach and the ability to have my music connect with a broader audience, which is the overall goal that I am here and hope to achieve in the near future as far as my work respectively as Dan Marcus the artist, you know. Like I said, I got a shout out to PMG, I got a shout out to Leon Usher, I got a shout out to Bert McCoy, got a shout out to Fire, G, you know, the whole massive, you know, Juice, Uni, the whole massive where, you know, just has constantly been the pillar that's held me down, you know what I mean? And that's why our label is entitled Pillars Music Group, and this is the 2nd release for Pillars Music Group. This is the second actually the 3rd release. This is the 2nd Dan Marcus release for PMG, where, you know, we've recently released the Hurricane Rhythm, you know what I mean, which is on PMG production. So if you haven't as well, you can go and check that out. That is the Hurricane Rhythm on all platforms, produced by Pine Nation, and it's a PMG production, and that's one of our first production as PMG the label. And we have the Dem No No album, Dem No No Love album, which is currently out on all platforms and also in vinyl format. So all of the traditional music lovers who want to be able to consume that particular album in that format, we have that on we have it on vinyl, and we're looking to get it on CDs and other collectible items as well. You could go and check out the merch. We have some merch, you know what I'm saying. We got the Rebel Empire merch, we got the PMG merch going. So like, yeah, we have it all locked in, and there's some other getting the fans and the music engaged. Well, again, trust the process is basically the mantra that I feel we've been living by undertaking this work, and I feel like it's a very significant title because it represents so much of what we have experienced and are going through, and I feel like we have been able to translate this in musical form, you know, and I just can't wait for the people really get to hear this album, you know what I mean? And like I said, giving a short story about couple of the tracks then. Well, we're going through three of the tracks. We're going through the first track, which is Nah Give Up, which is the one of the lead singles, and that was produced by Andre Morris. And as a unique story about that is that this track in particular, I received this track from Andre Morris in sometime in 2020 or 2021, during or in the midst of the pandemic. And at the time I formulated the idea, but I never finished and executed the idea. So it was always there as a unfinished idea. And during that time, I was working on my For the Girl Dem Part Few album, which is out right now. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go and check that out too. And like, yeah, during the pandemic, that was what I was working on. So during that time, this song in particular, or the beat, never fit the format of what I was doing. So I waited until the moment that I was doing a project, or I was in the spirit or the vibe to really deliver on the rhythm, which I felt speak to me, because like me, I grew up inspired by Sizzla Kalonji, and the productions are Fatis Borel, and I just feel like this track in particular by Andre Morris, entitled Vibe, that's just the title that he gave me, you know, I mean, at the track. And like, I just felt inspirational and felt like an uplifting vibe coming from the track, and I couldn't wait to be able to get to really delve deeper into some of the topics and some of the ideas that I had explored in that previously. And when we came back to doing the album, like, it was a no-brainer, because this now, the vibe suited the energy and the overall concept that we was going for the album. So this was actually like the third song off the album, and this was the third song recorded. And like I said, because when I came back to it, I realized that this would encompass a lot of the sentiments of what we were trying to get through with this album. And so at first the structure was a little bit different of this particular track, and after a little while we kind of switched it up a little bit, and I just feel like it connects to me in a way where, like I said, that I'm a older artist. I'm in my 40s now, and I've been doing this for a while. And you know, as far as music go, music is a business. That's what have you done for me lately. And a lot of the times I can give thanks that I feel like I have a loyal fan base and support base of people who've always continued to support me and wait and really enjoyed the music that I've presented to them. So like, I didn't have any reservations about getting back into it. I just knew that I had to deliver and do something that really suited the moment. So like I say, it was a joy creating that song, and that was a beautiful experience, getting some of my thoughts down to really conceptualize that song there. Now this second song off of the album, which is the second single, is entitled Breakthrough, and this song was produced by Ranick Leslie, you know, for Church Street Records. And after we did this, and the real story about this song is that I got a shout out to Edge Films, my homeboy Edge Films. We were like doing some work together, and I can remember him challenging me and telling me like, yo, like, he wanted to like bring more out of me as an artist while we were working together, you know. And I can remember writing the song due to the fact that like the challenge that I felt like Edge Films had given me at that time. And I can remember finishing, at least creating the initial idea and the hook and presenting it to Edge Film. And at the time I felt like he wasn't like receptive of the song. And a shout out to Edge Film, cause that's my boy, same way as know, like I just feel like at the time he me more into a more dancehall driven energy, and like I'm at a point where I'm retrospective and I wanted to be inspirational and be able to, you know, be just speak on a broader level to the audience. So like Breakthrough was the idea that came about in terms of the struggle that we all face in terms of moving from one point to another, whether it be in your career, in your job field, or whatever career field you choose, you know what I mean? And in order to achieve success, there's certain stages and certain breakthroughs that you have to achieve. And like that's why I feel like I've documented with this song here, and it's basically my personal outlook of success and breakthrough. But I feel like it can resonate with anybody as long as you're still on the journey and moving and keep on growing and keep on learning, you know. And one other track I feel remarkable and I want to speak about as well is Chest Up, you know. That's another favorite song of mine, and that's produced by Remnant Sound. Shout out to Tristan Love and Gilly out of Chicago, you know what I mean. They produced the track, and you guys could look out for there's a compilation with that instrumental soon about to hit the market as well too, and we're about to work on the music video as well. But that again is another track I feel like that's spoken to the moment of what and where I'm at, and like I just feel like I wanted to give a message of resilience to the youths them, so that they could be able to have something to empower them and look into as far as music wise, coming from people like me who I think they would find relatable, especially peoples within my community, you know. So that was some of the thoughts that was going into my mind at the time creating that particular song. So like I said, man, I'm really excited about the album, and I hope that you guys all go out and get the album. It's entitled Trust the Process, and it's distributed by Rock Nation Distribution and powered by PMG. Like I said, bless upon yourself and give thanks for stay locked in, and December 25th, I hope you guys go out and get the album and enjoy it. So bless upon yourself and give thanks. My name is Dan Marcus. Bless you, God.